Yo, welcome back to the Packweight Show. We're here with our OG good friend, Garrett Pieters. Check the mic, my friend. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Mic check. This is episode 4. Give it to your raw. And as you can see, we're back with our homie 24 Garrett Gold today to chat some old school rollerblading with us. And my co host, as always, JQ and Frank. How are you,
What
homies?
up? What up, B? What up, Garrett? What
What
up,
up?
Frank?
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
How's it going?
What's up,
Good.
guys?
So good to see you on a
What's
lovely
happening?
spring South African day. Spring,
Yeah,
almost summer,
great
almost
weather.
summer.
Finally got some summer here.
Yeah. In typical South Africa fashion, Garrett's power is off. So if he drops off unexpectedly, then we'll just pick up the recording another time. And yeah, on that note, I thought maybe Garrett, you wanted to tell us how exactly you know Frank and where you two grew up.
I was gonna ask that actually. Like, how did you guys become friends? Because obviously we've always known you two together, but
Do you really
tell
want to
us.
know?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know?
Well, obviously through skating, we met through skating, but yeah, I mean, we always didn't skate all the time, so yeah, we hung out and did what teenagers did and got up to trouble. Frank taught me how to be naughty, you know.
And
And,
you taught him how to fight.
Hell yeah.
I was a good boy until I met Frank.
Yeah, right.
Two peas in a pod, I reckon.
and and this is obviously in Rustenburg. So did you guys go to the same high school there, or what was the
No,
vibe? Where
well,
did you know each other?
I was at the English high school, and
Mm.
there weren't actually any English kids that were skating. It was weird. I was like, all the skater kids were all Afrikaans kids. Most of them, and then it was just me and my one friend Eugene. He was the only English guy, and yeah, we skateboarded first, and then we started rollerblading. And then yeah, there was only like one half pipe in Rustenburg, so we met each other like that, and at parties. Through meeting Frank, and the Afrikaans skaters, we went to a lot of their parties, and we socially hung out quite a lot as well, not just through skating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, most of the Afrikaans guys were skaters. I think I was, hey Frank, who else but me and Eugene and Anthony? There was another kid, Anthony,
Anthony,
who
yeah.
was also very good at rollerblading. Yo, he was actually freaking good, old Anthony.
Yeah, he got, I
Yeah.
think he
So,
rollerbladed before us. He started
but yeah,
rollerblading
mostly
before us.
mostly the Afrikaans guys were, especially skateboarding. Like there was a big skateboard scene as well.
Mm.
There was like an older bunch of guys than us, and they were mostly like the skateboarders, and the skateboard era, I guess, were the guys a bit older than us. The '70s kids.
Well, it's super interesting
Yeah,
because
there
it was
was.
pretty countercultural. We're talking early 90s, and yes, rollerblading had been popular, but I think the vibe with all of us was a sort of punk, right? Like it was at that stage, punk music was a big thing. And I know Cliff was mentioning in the last episode, we're watching bands and like there was a strong counterculture ethic. And I think, maybe that's why more of your other
Well,
friends
look,
gravitated
bro,
towards it then.
if we're gonna talk punk, let me tell you a story.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, we grew up in Rustenburg, and I mean, like I said, we socially hung out a lot, other than the skating, And there was a massive music punk scene, and obviously music scene. Everyone loved music, as kids. We all listened to. I mean, Nirvana was massive, but obviously then punk, bro. When we started skating, there was a lot of punk, and Rustenburg had two punk bands, bro. Like in that such a small town, we had two punk bands. So, and they played with Leak. The one band was signed to, I think, Leak, Frank, to Leak's label or
Yeah,
something. I don't know. I can't remember. But
Ma-
yeah, two
Madcap.
fairly decent punk bands that came out of from Rustenburg, right? Madcap and fucking Milk, eh? and they were badass, dude. They were badass, and I mean, we as the skaters would obviously support them and go to all their shows. You know.
They were also part of our friend group. All of the people in those bands.
The
Yeah.
lead singer of Madcap, which is our friend Tace Milan. I mean, he was a rollerblader as well. He rollerbladed with us, you know, and he was the lead singer of the punk band. So that, I mean, the punk and the skating was like one thing, you know. And then obviously there was like a Leak in Pretoria. I mean, and they were also just, I think even the guys in the bands were like pro skaters, you know, skateboarder dudes, as far as I know.
Yeah, exactly. Very close knit communities, as you say. The same people are skateboarding, rollerblading, BMXing, bands, like, and like, yeah, it was a very sort of alternative culture at the time.
Yeah, it was huge. Dude. It was, like I say, they were one thing, you know. It was there wasn't like a difference. Like I said, the guys that were skating with us were singing in the bands, and the same in Pretoria and the cities as well, you know. So we just had like a little microcosm of that exact same thing in Rustenburg, which was powerful, eh? It was bro. That's was like, I don't know. That's for a whole other interview. The power that whole thing created in such a small town. It was like, it was insane. Like, I don't know. You had to be there to have felt it, you know, because there was a lot of and in such a conservative town, there was a lot of animosity against it, you know. Like, I mean, the punk rock shows, like, we used to hire a hall because we had such a big community that supported this, you know. We used to like, or the bands used to like get permission or hire a hall and have entrance, and they'd be like, bro, 100+ kids there, dude. You know, in a small little town like that, you got to think about it, dude. The jocks used to come and park outside of the events just to like beat us up. That's how the animosity was for this shit, dude. That's how the energy around this whole thing was, dude. And I mean, these weren't even like school jocks. Like, they were like out of school jocks that like this was affecting them or freaking them out so much that they had to now come and like see what the hell was up, and like I say, like try to beat us up all the time and like threaten us, and you know, call us names. And I think it was very threatening for them. It must have been, you know.
Totally. Their masculinity was really threatened by young skating kids enjoying music and not giving a fuck. So it
I
just
guess, you
shows
know,
their,
in the punk thing, we were like, oaks were painting their nails, dyeing their hair, you know, punk, you know,
yeah.
and that was like, that
Mohawks,
freaked them out,
everything.
bro.
No, totally. The satanic panic ran deep in a lot of these old conservative places. Like, honestly, things that are normal for kids and teenagers to do get so vilified. Like, you know, dressing up and listening to music and playing Dungeons and Dragons or skating or whatever. Like, how does it
Yeah,
affect you?
totally, dude. You
Just
know,
let
painting
people
your
be.
nails or putting
Yeah.
on
Like, how
mascara
does it?
because you're
Why does it
feeling a
bother
bit
you
off.
unless you have some deep-seated insecurity about yourself and your sexuality and your
No, totally, dude.
masculinity? Yeah, hundred
No, totally.
percent.
You know, yeah, it was obviously, very threatening to them, just like rollerblading was to skateboarding.
Well, we'll get there. Let's start with rollerblading, and then we'll bring it back to that. This start with this picture, which I think we saw in the first episode, but what a classic here at Boogaloo's. Garrett, you want to
This
tell
was
us?
the first crew. Billy, Alexis, Christian, Frank, and myself. That's a good photo. That's a good one.
That is
Yeah, for
a good
sure.
day of rollerblading, and that looks like nighttime.
That
I
was a
mean,
great day of rollerblading.
yeah.
I remember there used to be the night, because the Boogaloo skate park, they used to have lights that would come on, and the photos from that your sister dug up and shared with us showed a few of those night sessions. And I remember the night sessions, they were just epic.
Yeah, dude, amazing, dude.
What
Amazing.
surprised me though is that we were there at the same time, but we never met each other. We never saw each other. I don't know. Somehow we were there at the same time, also rollerblading, but somehow like we met Herman, but we didn't meet you guys. And you met Herman as well. So I don't know how. It's weird that we kind of missed each other until later, and then only in Kyalami did we actually connect and skate.
I think Kyalami is where it all really came together, Yeah, Boogaloos was nuts though. I mean, dude, that was like heaven when I was that age there. That was like the only living in Rustenburg, it's like super far. So going there was like amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was because there were so many rollerbladers back then at Boogaloos. You stuck with your crew and you didn't really mix with the other crews because there was really like hundreds of kids.
Yeah.
And I mean, seeing Herman for the first time, I mean, dude, I was like, who's this freaking guy? Is he American?
Is he a robot Terminator sent to destroy all mini ramps?
Boogaloos was Herman's house, bro. That's Herman's house.
Yeah, totally.
No, he killed it there, bro.
Dude, that spine ramp, bro. That time, do you remember in Lausanne, Frank? So, speaking of the spine ramp there from Boogaloos, we went to Lausanne for the World Championships in 1998 with Herman and Cliff and yes, I can't remember who else was there.
Uriah.
Schmidl was there, Uriah. And it's after the comp or something, like the runs for the day. It's like late-ish in the afternoon. And we're all cruising around and like, dude, the whole city is just rollerblading, bro. Even on the little milks for your coffee, there's rollerbladers, like, pro rollerbladers at the McDonald's or whatever, dude. It's like, like voting for the ANC, that was just rollerblade posters, bro, everywhere over the whole city. And then it's like afternoon time, so there's all these bunches of skaters that are following the pros around, like just hordes, dude, of kids. And then we check, there's a vibe going on there, and we walk, and there's a spine ramp there that's similar to the Boogaloos Mini, dude. And Herman and Cliff are smashing it, bro. Smashing everyone on that ramp, dude. Everyone was just stopping to watch the two of them skate the ramp. But mostly Herman, bro. Dude, Herman was destroying it, bro. It was amazing, dude. Like, gives me goosebumps to talk about it now, bro. It's just fucking great.
Sick, dude.
So legendary, exporting the best in the world.
Yes, dude.
Come skate your mini ramp.
Yes, and we still that was the night we drank gummy berry juice. Was the first time I had Red Bull and vodka. Do you remember, Frank?
Yeah.
That's what Cliff and them were calling it. I don't know what, but they were when Cliff was in his like Lelequy stages. Yo, dude, hilarious. So funny.
We met up with Kato and all of those guys from Rems.
Yeah, that's the first time we saw Rems. Remember, first time I saw Rems was there at Lausanne.
So these pictures, I just want to send thanks and shout out to Garrett's sister Des, who scanned a bunch of really cool photos that she had found. So thank you, Des. And I think we're looking at some Rustenburg street skating spot here. Garrett, where is this
bro?
rail?
This is Cape Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay, Cape Town.
Badass rail going into the train area, bro. That is a badass rail.
I remember it actually.
Yeah. I fucking rocket fish on that rail.
That's you doing a top acid there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a top acid, but there's another one where I'm doing a rocket fish down that old bit.
Sick, dude. But I dig that photo just with the light coming through and just this dark alley and trash.
Dude, that was a normal film camera. That's a
really sick photo.
Camera, bro.
These are sick photos.
My sister took those photos.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, no one, a normal person would walk through there and think, oh, this is disgusting, the trash, and, I think we saw it as, this is amazing. What a playground. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No one wants to be here. It's trash.
No one wants to be there. But, we'd spend a good few hours at these spots, like, similar to Joburg town. I mean, it was,
Yeah. No, that was awesome. That was, like I say, in Cape Town, we took the train with that guy. his name was Gregor Butcher, but he's not the Gregor Butcher that we know. He's like a German kid that I met skating one day, and he was like, "Come, I'll show you some spots." He was pretty good as well. But yeah, that was just met a dude, random rollerblader that was skating, like, you know, and then yeah, hooked up, went skating with him, me and my sister, and we took those photos. That's when rollerblading was banging, bro. Yo. I had that photo. I can still remember. I've got the Eric Shrine little matchstick T-shirt. Oh, I love that shirt.
I love that shirt as well.
That's so great.
I remember
that
you
was
wearing
a
that.
sick shirt.
And here we got
doubles, Frankie. Doubles,
Yeah,
Frankie.
You two were quite a duo.
Huh? That's a
I
sick
remember
photo.
in doubles it'd always be like Cliff and Herman, Garrett and Frank, Nick and I normally, Byron and Matt, or Byron and Gaz.
Yeah.
Everyone had their go-to partner that they would try and beat Cliff and Herman, basically.
Yeah, everyone just tried to beat Cliff and Herman, bro.
Yeah, everyone was just like aiming for that spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, this must have been. I think you guys were still living in Rustenburg at this stage. You were coming through.
I think so. This was like Matric, bro. This is when I went. This was Majestic still. This is when we went to the World Cup, Frank. This
was after Lausanne.
No, bro. Lausanne, I bought Fifth Element. I bought a pair of Fifth Elements in Lausanne. So this is before Lausanne. I got my fifths in Lausanne.
So a lot of the photos from Kyalami that Des scanned are from 97, the Capri-Sun vibe there at Kyalami.
Oh, right.
Yes.
From one comp. You'll see
all the
branding is everywhere. So that's the only reason I know. But yeah, some great photos from that time, especially showing the level of competition. I think it was the crowd, the sponsors. It was kind of at its peak at this point with just participation and interest and
Yeah, dude, these comps were banging. And the cliff rail, bro. That's when the cliff was dangerous.
Yeah, this was the initial incantation where it was really scary. It was big and steep. Yeah.
That rail was so badass, dude. Yo.
It's a mad obstacle to like build into that arena. This rail coming off the side, fucking massive platform. Like, yeah, it was no joke to grind that rail.
Dude. 3, 2, 1, you're in. Oh my god.
And then your first trick's
so nerve-wracking, eh?
When your first trick's a disaster and you gotta like pull yourself together.
First trick's a disaster.
You wreck yourself and then you're just like, this is gonna be a long minute.
A lot of my first tricks were big bangers over the box, and a lot of the times they banged out.
Yeah, but we were so fit back then. You'd get up and you'd still manage to pull off a run. You know,
you do good.
It was crazy. And when you bailed on your first trick, it was always like you got up so quickly. You were like back at it in like no time.
Shook it off.
Forget about that one, guys.
Don't worry, I've got a next one.
Yes, Byron Hamley there with a rocket fish at like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I'm guessing 14, bro. Bleached hair puts it at 14. It must be.
Yes, like, bro.
I think your sister caught this pic at the perfect time, because as a 14-year-old, there's no way I was rocking that right to the end of that rail. She just caught the perfect picture there.
Got it at the
looks sick though.
I was trying to figure out if that was Neil Jacobs in the background. I'm not actually sure.
I thought it was Campbell, but I could be wrong.
No, maybe. Rocket Fish had just become super popular because of, it must have been John Julio or everyone starting to rock it in the magazines and everything.
Julio, yeah.
BG4.
That was the move. John Julio, bro, on top of that taxi. That was, for me, the definer.
But that was the only way we did fish brains back then. Yeah, we didn't do tight fish brains. We just did rocket fish brains.
Yeah.
It's because it was a little bit of a safety net as well. Yeah, it does, but it's a little bit of a safety net, right? Because if you're doing a full standing up fish brain where you're more forward and over it, you're much more committed than like rocket fish. You're kind of sitting on it and like
you can just bum off of it. Boom.
Yeah.
Stand up fish brain's always the more gnarly one, obviously. Stand up grab.
Yeah.
Stand grab fish brain.
But it's interesting how tricks would go through those phases as well. You would find, someone would have like a new style, a new way of doing it, and then it comes back around where you're more committed, more like, I don't know, sideways, more upright, or no grab, this grab. Like it was an interesting time, but specifically around this time, the rocket fish had become so popular that it was like everyone wanted to rock those.
It was madness. It was the trick at the time, bro. It was awesome.
It was so interesting because then stuff like a sidewalk came out around the same time, and like that didn't have the staying power of other tricks. Like no one will do a sidewalk anymore. Like it's a strange
just
one.
Mess with skates to just mess their skates up. Like they used to like cut holes in the side of their skates from doing it too much.
And I mean, other than John Julio,
sidewalk in the curve.
Yeah. It just seems so weird to hang your back leg, other than John Julio, it never looked good to me. It never was something like, ooh, I really want to learn to do that, But what was I going to say?
It's more of a novelty, to be honest. Bit of a novelty.
Yeah.
I did them when they just came out, But to me, it was always like a porn star gone wrong, Like, you didn't keep your legs up, and it just dragged in behind you.
If your doesn't land properly, you just sidewalk it.
At this time, though, as well, do you remember like wheelbarrows and training wheels had started?
Yes.
And hobos. The hobo backslide with a toe roll. And those are kind of back.
Wasn't it?
Dude, they are back. The whole of the them team are like rocking those hard.
Yeah. Toe rolls, heel rolls.
Like, a lot of them are bringing those back.
I dig the grind with 1 foot and rolling a wheelbarrow. It's pretty sick. Training wheel.
Yeah.
What's the other one? When you roll your front foot's topside and your back foot's on your toes, you're rolling the back foot. So it's the opposite of a training wheel. No, training wheel is your foot forward on your.
No,
you know what I mean?
What is the other one you mentioned? That's the foot forward.
Hobo. There's a hobo.
Hobo is a royale.
Hobo's. Yes.
So royale and the front foot is backwards. And you're going that way, like this. Royale toe.
What was the other one called, though? You know what I mean? Your front foot stops.
Wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow was training.
Yeah, that was training wheel.
Yeah. No, that's wheelbarrow. Training wheel was the back one.
The back one was wheelbarrow.
I disagree.
Really?
But
we need an expert.
Chime in on the comments.
I don't know.
Please help us settle this.
Yeah. In the comments, let us know all the wheelie tricks.
Anyone knows?
Don't forget to subscribe while you're there.
And click that bell. Ding ding.
It's free for you and it means a lot to us. So just but yeah. All those tricks are novelties though. Those tricks are not going to last the test of time. Fish brains will last the test of time.
So what's
wheelbarrow?
on the clip rail there on the other photo? Who's that?
That's Frank, isn't it? I thought it was
That's
Frank.
me.
Frank with a fish brain.
Like a tight fish brain.
No.
Tight fish.
Huh?
Oh, nice.
Semi-rocket.
No, that's tight.
No, it was more of a tighty. Back then, I think in those Capri-Sun days, the tight ones started coming back. So
super stylish.
I think that was way after this fish brain beat it.
Any kind of fish down the cliff was.
Yeah, dude.
For sure.
Pretty
serious
tight.
business, bro. Yeah, for sure. Because you missed the fish brain on there. You're hitting hip and you're going face down. That thing was steep, man. Like, yeah. Over
Hey,
the years,
I
it
used to
actually
bang my
got
ribs.
yeah, exactly, ribs and stuff. Over the years, it got degraded a bit, or like I know that. I mean, turned the angle down. It wasn't quite so steep, and it got chilled out over the years.
Turn that angle down.
Yeah. Yo,
Great
here are
photos.
some legendary pictures. On the left, we got
those are
Alex
cool.
Grohl with Craig Uriah and Greg Norman. Man, they look so young, dude.
I think that's Des in the red shirt there.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Days
yes.
in the red shirt.
Look how
But
busy the
yeah.
park was.
Oh, that's sick.
And those Roces sweaters, I never had one
Oof,
of those.
I
Only
always
like the
wanted one.
top, only the top Roces guys had them. And at this time, I think Garrett and I and Frank probably weren't on the
we
team.
were not on the
And
top
Byron.
of the.
Yeah, we weren't.
No.
The team was like Alex Grohl, Craig Uriah, Clifford, Herman. I don't know who else. Probably Toby and Frank, Toby and Nick.
Toby and Nick, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because
Those
those jumpers
photos,
did
oh.
eventually get swapped down. Remember the swap meets where dudes would be like, "I'll give you this for that," and I know
Yes.
Gaza ended up with one of those Roces jumpers.
Yes,
Oh,
I
sick.
remember Gaz got one. I
Yeah,
think he got Craig Uriah's or Cliff's.
could have been. Yeah, Cliff was always swapping.
Yeah,
And
Cliff
speaking
had
of Cliff, on
mad
the right we got Cliff and Garrett. Garrett rocking the yellow Senate shirt. Ooh, what
That
a
shirt.
I got
Ooh.
that one from Cliff Swap Meet.
Is it?
the glowing beacon of beautiful Senate shirt.
Oof,
Oh man,
bro. And it,
Yeah.
you know, at the on the back at the bottom, it had the little Superman green logo at the back. Oh, dude, that shirt was precious. I think my sister still has that shirt, dude.
No
She
way.
still
no
owns
way.
it. It's probably not in
Epic.
great condition, but I think she's got it.
Well, it's going on 30 years
People would
now.
pay like an arm and a leg for those.
Yeah, dude, those were banging, eh? Yo, there
Yeah,
was just
dude.
some Senate gear that was just off the hinges.
But the turnout at the events was super impressive to me. I mean, it's not like, I don't know, it's not like there was any way to really know about it unless you got a physical flyer somehow, or like a friend phoned you to say
Were there
there's
even
something.
flyers, dude? Like, were there flyers made for
I
that?
don't know. Posters maybe.
Was it ever advertised? I don't remember it being advertised ever. Like,
I don't know.
There
What
must
is
have
anyway,
been
it?
some
Yeah,
posters
yeah.
up around skate
You know,
shops and at the park.
Yeah.
I remember there were a couple of posters. Remember, well, maybe, I don't know about back
oh,
these
yes,
years.
yes.
But I mean,
I
where would you
remember
put the
the later
posters?
stage
You know what I mean?
At a skate park or a skate shop. Anywhere else is a waste.
Yeah, I suppose. So the turnout was always so good, you know. I don't know. People didn't have much else going on, I guess.
It was super popular at the time. It was
I think
like,
they started advertising it on.
It was really rad.
I think
to
they
watch.
started
I
advertising it
remember.
on TV a bit.
Well, in the
What were you
later
saying,
stages,
Garrett?
we had freaking Ready D there, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it was a jolt to come to the comps.
It was a vibe.
Yeah.
Some more from those times.
That slow, like only in Majestics could you grab your backslide like that and just sit on it, and it would slowly take you down. Hey?
The backslides on Majestics, there was nothing like that. To this day, there's nothing like that.
Yeah. And I mean,
I think the trade-off was you couldn't really do a talk or a Farfanugan in those skates, right? Because they were so slow that like they were perfect for rails and backslides. But if you were to try like a talk or something, which was not really a trick at the time, I suppose, but it would have just been way too slow. So is that Garrett on the pick on the left?
I think it's Craig, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
No, that's Craig and Herman, I think.
No,
but on the left.
Doing the backslide.
Oh. That's probably me, bro.
Yeah, it is you, Garrett. Yeah, I'm just looking on the bigger screen here. Very, very cool.
Yeah, and backslides was the jam. Backslides were the jam, bro. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you were actually grinding through your boot. You're actually ruining your skates by doing a proper backslide, because there wasn't that built-in backslide plate that there is now, you were actually, and that's why it was so slow, because once you wore through your boot, you had a little break almost. You know what I mean?
So yeah, John, you're exactly right. This was the stage when like it was just boot and there was no extra skate there, extra padding, or what do you want to call it? Like as you say, the grinding plate. And that's
it
super
was actually
interesting.
lacquer. When it got like
Yeah.
thin, you could almost feel the rail with your foot.
on your foot.
I don't know if you remember. It was like lacquer.
Full control, bareback on the backslide.
I even had a hole in my skate from doing that.
I ruined the pair of Majestics, bro. Done.
Yeah, totally. And so this time, like, obviously the skates weren't designed for that, but they got used for that. And then the newer iterations of skates would have these additional changes and plates and stuff to compensate for, you know, the places where you're planning on breaking the skate. So it's also interesting how like the times evolved and then the skates would evolve with the tricks that were happening. And yeah, I mean, any day now they're going to put an extra grind plate over the top for your sidewalks. Jokes. Sick picture on the right of Herman and Craig Uriah.
Sorry, B. No. Keep going.
Go ahead.
No,
I mean, those t-shirts look unused.
Brand new. Opened on the day.
Remember all the fiction stuff was coming through. Somehow we were getting our hands on a lot of nice clothing. I think it was coming from overseas. I think Oaks was starting to order online, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But, Team Paradise.
Yes, dude. Team Paradise. Wow. But B, can we zoom in at all here? No.
I don't think so, bro.
Okay. Because my best part of that photo is that dude's dad on the stand there in that red sweater. And those, if you zoom in, that is the most badass dad. I don't know whose dad it is, but he's scoping the scene. He's got those those Oakley glasses that everyone wears now. Dude. He's got the moustache. That's a tough.
He's got a real Magnum PI vibe going on.
If anyone knows whose dad that is, let's shout him out.
Props to all the moms and dads that were out there supporting us rollerblading. Seriously, thank you. It was so awesome.
Yeah, dude. Like my mom, dude, supported my rollerblading. She supported like the whole of Rustenburg's rollerblading, dude. Like, if she didn't take us to the skate park, fucking No, I'm joking. Frank's mom also took us a lot, and Christian's mom as well. But dude, my mom was super supportive, bro. Very.
It's so cool.
And it was quite a trip, eh? It's a 2-hour drive to Kyalami from Rustenburg.
Yeah.
And
bro. And my sister, bro. Yes, my sister went everywhere with us, bro. Skated with us everywhere. That's how she took all those photos, you know. She was always rolling with us.
Yeah.
So cool. So who's bioing on the left here? Is that Frank?
I thought it was Frank.
I don't think so. Oh, but the bio is Frank.
Yeah, it definitely is. Which is cool. A little Red Bull car pulled up onto the skate park, and then dudes were bioing over it.
Bios were also big.
Quite a spectacle.
Yeah, those were hectic days. I think we even did these trains where we went over the cars.
Like 5 Oaks bioing one after the other. Pew, pew, pew.
That's awesome.
Sun team.
Fire off a rocket barrage of bios. That's so cool. And Cliff's face here with Craig and Greg Norman. Man.
That's a great photo.
Such great photos.
Peak sunsets at Kyalami. Just vibing.
So lekker.
Oh man, and here's a couple of Garrett. On the left we got
there's
the hip rail.
Talk in Majestics.
Actually pulled it off. It's a super stylish photo there.
Where is that on the left, Garrett? Where are you there? It looks like some sort of a house party or something.
Kyalami.
Oh, on the left. I can't see what's going on the left.
On the left is Kyalami, I think, because that's the hip rail.
Yeah, I also think so.
Like on the
the
tennis
silver
court.
hip rail,
That's the hip rail that Cliff was talking about last episode.
The one is a porn star at like some portable rail in Rustenburg for sure. And then the other one is H Street in Cape Town, where I'm doing the talk.
Okay.
Yes.
Steezed
I don't know
out
if you remember
as well.
H Street, or that's what they used to call it. It's there. Matt did the roll on the one side like that. There was all the curbs and stuff. It's like in town there by
like a civic center, I think.
Yeah.
Civic center, yeah.
Yeah, that's that. I think there's another photo where I'm doing a porn star where you can see the sculpture thing.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I don't know if you put it on, but yeah. Then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you see the sculpture, you'll know what place it is.
Yeah, it's the Civic Center.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Mad Styles on the front talk there.
Yo.
And,
that's my best photo. I love that one. The hair, the good eyes. The one on the left. Dig it. That must have been.
That was at your place in Rosebank, John.
I was gonna say because the only reason I knew that is I recognized that couch.
Yeah.
Those couches were with me for way too long. But yeah, they were still fresh there actually.
And shout out to Herman. He's got the wrist strengthener ball.
Oh, remember that thing?
The gyro.
Yes.
The gyro ball. Yes.
No ways. Yeah.
Because our wrists were always taking a beating, and that thing you'd turn it like this, and it strengthens all your wrist muscles. He looks very serious about it there. So.
I think at this stage we were like almost rollerblading all day, every day, bro.
Yeah.
At that photo, the gyro ball, dude, we were skating insane.
So much, yeah.
We did a lot of shows back then, and we were skating like pretty much every day.
Yeah, I think
and big crew pushing hard.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was 20 when Herman and I lived there, 19 or 20. So you must have been
I was 20, like 21.
Yeah.
This was just before I went overseas, or just after I came back from overseas, from London.
Is it?
Yeah. I went to London at 21.
Okay, so that wasn't the crack flat then?
No. Yeah, this was the crack flat era. This was before I went to London.
Yeah, it was.
So then from the crack flat you went to London and then came back. Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you in London for?
Like 2 years.
Yo, that's long, bro.
Yeah.
And did you skate that side much or?
Not really, eh? I was just missioning. Fuck, I don't know. I went to the PlayStation Park. I went to the PlayStation Park once or twice there, but just very rarely. I mean, I was there with Cliff as well. Cliff hardly even skated as well. You know? I mean, and we lived together, basically. We lived very close together. Well, him and I shared a room for a while, actually, in London. So, yeah, I mean, but we didn't really skate. I don't remember us very much.
No, you were grafting. Yeah.
Was it always a case of just going there to work for a little bit and then come back, or were you kind of
that was the mission? I was like, yes, I'm gonna go work there, save up money, and come back and be rich.
Yeah.
Everything worked out perfectly.
Kind of did.
Yeah. I went after you came back, and Cliff was still there.
Yeah. Cliff was there
for a while.
That as well,
yeah. This picture on the right must have been before the one on the left, I'd say.
No, after.
That
really?
Is from Durban.
After, yeah.
New Year's in Durban. That
good memory.
What's it? Me, Jackal, Cliff, and who's there?
Herman,
yeah.
Yeah, those were epic
sure
days.
That was New Year's Eve in Durban, in the Cane Fields parties or some shit like that. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Yeah, New Year's Eve parties were always a big thing.
Yeah, that was a badass New Year's Eve party, dude. There was, you know, those cane field parties in the sugar cane field parties in Durban. It was in Belito, bro. Dude, an ambulance was coming into the cane field to pick up some people who got hurt, and people were kicking the ambulance. Dude, this is what 2003, bro.
Yeah.
Not 2003. Dude, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
People weren't
That's
getting
out of
ambulance
control.
there to pick people up. You know?
And I think, well, it's just to touch on that, like no one had phones, so you could get away with more shit. You like now, I think people think twice a little bit before doing something because you're gonna get caught on. You're gonna get caught on video. Chances are 90% you're gonna get caught on video for something stupid that you do. Whereas here, you could be as stupid as you liked.
Exactly.
Yeah, as long as you don't get caught.
We took full advantage.
Yes. Where's that one on the left? That looks like it goes back.
One on the left
Yokes
is at
looks
Thrashers.
Very young. Yeah. Oh, Thrashers.
Thrashers,
One on the left is at Thrashers. That the guy bending down in the foreground is Nick Exner.
Yes, that's right.
Exner, yeah.
I was wondering who that was.
Man,
but this was ages ago, bro.
And the one on the right is the same New Year's Eve party.
Party. Oh man, really?
There you are, B.
Yeah. Oh yes, Garrett's wearing the same stuff. That was the same party.
The same evening as the other one.
Yeah. Couple of Zamaleks going on there. Black label. Chris. The gents were rocking it.
Was that
on the faces?
Wasn't that not the beach party? No, you said it was the cane fields.
Well, beach party, it was in Durban.
Yeah.
There was 2 parts to it.
I remember one day in like Margate, one New Year's, and we were all together and we went and it was just so many people on the beach, like hundreds, if not thousands. And we were walking and we just saw a big quartz bottle fly over our heads and knock this dude in front of us, and he just dropped. And we were like, yo, this is getting a bit too wild. I think we should get out of here, boys. Like it's getting, But that could have been a few years later. I think it could have been a few years later. But yeah, those random bottles being thrown in a crowd.
Dude, so bad. So hectic back then. Like you say, no one had phones, so no one got filmed or anything happened to anyone. You just ran away. If you got away, you're good.
Yeah.
You run away, you got away, you're good.
You didn't get caught right there and then. You were
no mess, no
Everything
fun.
was cool.
Which we also tried with graffitiing mostly. Mostly got away.
Mostly.
Those are some
nice.
Yes.
Sick pictures. Woodstock 2001, maybe 2000 on the right. Cleat ties.
Yeah.
The right.
Gaz.
Yeah, that was Heidelberg Cliff, Woodstock.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we bioed off the roof. I don't know who was there with us. Remember, we were jumping off the roof.
That was wild.
Yeah. Didn't Claudia get knocked out in that one?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then no, definitely. Well, one of the 2 years that we went there. I don't know which one it was, but then on the left, I think that's from the parking lot. Remember we
Tanga Judge?
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Aaron Feinberg and Shane Scour were here.
Yeah, that's the exact year.
It looks like it.
That's a sick mistrial. Such a rad shot.
Yeah, dude.
So
love those tricks, bro. Those skates as well. Both pairs of skates, the red ones and
exactly.
the black ones.
Oh man, Cleat ties were prime.
Such skates, bro.
Yeah.
Such a big upgrade from, like, let's say Majestic's only a few years behind this.
Yeah,
what a massive upgrade in technology of the skates.
Well, when did the first Fifth Elements came out? That was after Majestics. It was Fifth Elements, right? 8-ish.
99,
Probably
2000.
99,
Yeah.
2000,
Yeah. Yeah. And then the next iteration was the
I bought my
Kutais,
fifth
which
elements in 98 at the World Champs. I bought my fifth
Yeah.
Okay,
elements
98, yeah.
in 98.
Because
yeah.
you could get the red ones, you could get the white ones. I remember Jackson
The
had a
white.
sick
I
pair
wanted
of
the
black
white.
ones. You remember the all black?
Cliff
Ooh,
had
do you remember the all black
Cliff
one?
had these blue ones, didn't he?
And then Jackson had cut away the lace pieces so they looked sort of wider and fatter. I eventually landed up with those skates actually, but the all black was rare. And I think Cliff had the silver pair for a little while. Remember? It was, you remember the silver
Yes.
ones?
Yes.
Cliff or Herman also had a blue pair. There was like this
Yes,
odd blue pair.
Herman
I've never
had a
seen
blue
I
pair.
remember the blue
Or
pair.
after that.
Teal
Yeah,
got
dude.
the blue pair, didn't he?
I know
Yeah, I remember
Herman had
him
a
at some
set,
point.
but Teal could have also, yeah. Yeah, those were the rare. I don't know how they got their hands on those. We weren't offered those. There were
Those
different
one of
tiers
kinds.
to the sponsorship, apparently.
But yeah, that's funny because you mentioned the skates. Was it Fifth Elements or Kutais where dudes would start cutting out tongues from other shoes and then put it into the skate under the laces, have an extra puffy.
Oh, the tongues. Ooh, tongues were big,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah. So then,
Shoe tongues.
when were the growls then in this whole, or the growls?
I think that was after Kutais, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
were after
Okay.
two ties.
Yeah.
Because I remember those grails from more the Rand shows that we started doing, or like 2002 onwards.
Fails.
I think.
The fails.
And speaking of the weird tongues, they tried to put additional tongues on top with a zipper.
That zip,
Like there was
yeah.
laces,
Dude,
and then there was
so ugly,
a double tongue with a zipper, and we would cut them off. So it was like they couldn't win. That's an example where they're trying to modify the skates to go with what's happening, and then you're like, nah, I don't want that. I'm gonna cut that off.
That trend's over.
Flash
That
in the
trend's over.
pan.
These skates suck. We want new ones.
Oh man, those are super cool pics there.
Kutais were rad though. Oof, Kutais were
Yeah,
good.
yeah, they were the best. Oh man, here we go.
Oh,
On the
geez,
left, we
look at
got Garrett doing alley fish at the.
Did you get these from my sister?
No, I've had these on file somewhere, so I pulled those out.
Yeah, see, that alley fish one is so sick with the Boogaloos logo. Who took that?
I love that. George Robbie.
That was George.
Yeah.
He
yes.
took one.
George,
Sick photo.
Such a beautiful photo.
Boogaloos,
And he got one
pay us
of
for that.
shit, if they still existed. But the other one he got is of Frank doing the back unity on the same spot. And then
yes.
he took a few. It was for his portfolio, his photography portfolio, and we did the bus stop. So it is, I think, a stretch of a month or so. We did the bus stop, and then at Wits as well. He got some sick shots at Wits. He took really nice photos, I must say. Those were like the best photos we had taken of us.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the right, is that
he was pretty
is that
much-
Nick Buchanan?
That's Garrett.
Is that Garrett?
Garrett, alley top acid.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
This
Was
was
it
like
alley top
Alley
acid?
top.
alley top, yeah.
such a
That's
rad
in
picture.
town, like by the Standard Bank somewhere.
Standard
Exactly.
Bank.
Yeah. I think kind of the last days of town skating, like it felt like this sort of stage. It wasn't the early days of Joburg town.
Acid is the skates I still have now, bro. So
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Jumping around a little bit. But
yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just saying it's whatever.
yeah.
Super rad pictures.
And I remember those.
We took the alley acid.
I'm not sure who was. Frank was filming and taking photos that day. Maybe Graham Howard.
I think Graham Howard, because it looks quite fisheye, and it looks like it could be one of his
Graham Howard.
shots. Shout out Graham Howard.
Word.
Yeah,
Shout out.
awesome. I
OG.
think that brings us to our last slide where we
Ooh.
got the cover of our mixtape going on.
So cool. Who took that photo?
I think Graham Howard. Yeah, this was
Graham
the same day. Yeah,
Same day,
this was
definitely.
the same session. Yeah, But I love that.
Didn't this come off the camcorder? Or was it a picture?
I think it was a photo. But we were filming a lot here as well. But I dig that you could find these little pockets in like the CBD, one of the sort of, most dangerous places in the world, rugged as anything. And here's a nice little patch of grass where you can just hang out for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Take a load off.
And it was kind of abandoned on the weekends when we went there.
I used to love it.
Yeah, you'd start at the top at Standard Bank, and then you kind of work your way down to, there was the library. I'm trying to think where we'd end up. You'd kind of end up at the front of town. You'd start at the back, and you'd end in the front, Yeah, so sick. Skating from spot to spot was the best. Just like the crew of 10 or 15 of you, and you're just in the streets. Nobody else is really around. Yes, dude, amazing.
Yeah, and it was nice and quiet. On Sundays, it was so quiet. It was very cool to go skate in town.
Yeah,
on the weekend.
Yeah, it was lekker. Yeah. Those granite curbs are just butter.
So good.
Yeah, those were the best.
Yes, Frank. Remember the municipality curbs in Rustenburg?
Yeah, dude.
Yes, dude.
We used to live there, bro.
It was the Rustenburg's municipality. It was like that was the spot, dude. Like that was the skate park we never had. And they had like granite curbs, and then they had these like concrete curbs, but they'd been polishing them for years, bro, with like this red polish. I don't know what it is, but dude, they didn't need any wax. They were slippery as hell, dude. And we literally like farmed there, bro. We were there like all weekends, dude. Like all of us, like a crew of like 20 kids, would just hang out there all weekend. So
at
eventually,
the municipality.
At the municipality, like on the weekend when it's closed. And eventually, they cut with a grinder, cut gaps out of out of the fucking curbs, so that we couldn't skate them anymore, bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Freaking ridiculous. So you could only do like Mizus and stuff. So we still skated them. You just couldn't put your like front sole foot down because it would hook into the curb. But like any sole tricks, like machios, alley-oop machios, we still skated it. So they were, like there's literally nothing for kids to do in Rustenburg except for like drugs. And then they like cut up our stairs that keep us out of drugs. Did you hear that, municipality?
Yeah.
Now we're all on drugs. Bro. Cut up our skating.
You guys are destroying this curb, so we're going to destroy it ourselves so that you can't destroy it.
And you know how ugly it made it look, bro? Like cutting it was ridiculous. It was like just super spiteful, like completely. It's actually mind-blowing.
Because our skates were plastic, so we weren't really messing up the curbs at all.
No,
it was just we waxed them a bit.
We made the polish all black.
Yeah,
but
but
we should go back there.
Is what it is.
We skated this. There was this kink at this private school in Rustenburg called Selly Park Convent. It was not a convent, so it was a convent. So it's weird. Like we didn't know anyone from that school. Like all the kids from that school were like, no one really knew them. Like, does it exist? So anyway, they had this badass kink rail, and we used to mission there, climb over the gate and everything. Like we used to like search out rails in Rustenburg. Obviously there's not much to choose from. So like, you used to like track to schools and try to find rails. Found this badass kink, skated the hell out of it for months, and then we got bust. We had to full on paint the rail. Like you have to come and
like community service
sort of all the paint off, so you have to come and repaint it. And we went and freaking painted it.
I see.
I don't know if we did the best job, but
did you ever skate it again after that?
The what?
Dude, it was like 10 kinks, bro. It was like
it was mad. It was like the heaven. It was beautiful. It was great. Billy sidewalked the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some dudes were super.
I think I just sold it.
Yeah.
But it was badass, bro. Yes, I mean, we
That's
were in high
sick, man. Yeah.
And it had both sides. So I top sold it
school.
and normal sold it.
Yeah.
Oh, there was some beauties in Rustenburg. Some beauties.
Yeah.
I went street skating with
And
you
then there
guys
was,
there once,
Yes,
or
yes.
a few
yeah,
times.
more than once, I'm sure.
Yes. Who did you break your rib on the Selly Park rail? Or was it me?
On the bottom one, it was
Yeah.
me. I broke this rib on
Was
the,
it you,
on
eh?
the, this was the first rail I ever did. And my foot slipped off and it swung me around and I landed with my ribs on the rail and I broke, I think, a rib. And I couldn't
Bro,
even breathe properly for like months.
I think I did the same. Do you remember the Linksfield? Was it Linksfield? Sydenham? No, there was a King Trail, and then next to it there was the straight rail. Like
Oh
in sort of
yes.
where was that? What area is that? Sydenham? No, it's not Sydenham.
Near there, it was like
Sydenham, yeah. Sydenham was the kink in
Remember,
the straight
there was a
rail.
yes.
There was the
I
small kink here and a fairly decent straight rail that used to end at the
exactly.
movie shop or something. Or
You've actually in your section in is it Monsters where you're trying to get on Soul Grind and you keep missing.
well, I hit my
And
rib like 50 times.
yeah. I think on that one I bust my rib as well because same as you said, Frank, I couldn't take a breath in for like weeks,
oof.
and you can't do anything about it. You just gotta
Mm.
wait for it to heal.
You just gotta wait,
But
wait it out.
it was such a common injury if you missed a soul grind to hit your ribs.
Just break into schools. Just go climbing over the school wall and fence or whatever, just to go
Bro,
look for stuff to
so
skate.
many schools. Schools were not a problem. It wasn't a thing. You chuck your skates over the wall, come over the wall, put your skates back on, and you're there. Yes, we got chased out a lot of places before. Eh?
There was one time with Garrett and I, and there was a school principal at Auer, and he full on slapped us. He slapped Garrett, and he chased us away. Like it was
Flatty
crazy. We were like,
in the face.
Yeah, dude.
yeah, dude.
Back in the day, bro, when you were allowed to beat a kid.
The good old days.
And yeah, we were skating these big rails. They had these fat rails, and this Garrett did this really big square rail. It was huge. He royaled it, and that was quite epic. It was steeper than Kyalami's rail, and it was square, and it was like probably 20 stairs at least.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes.
Is
That thing
square
was
rail is scary,
flipping
bro.
fast, bro.
Yeah, totally.
A square rail
That's
with
and we had another square rail in
You know
Rustenburg
those like flat
that
ones?
we
They're like,
skated.
it's like
Yes. It's like a banister.
thin, flatty.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude. Maybe it was because they're like sharp, and it felt like if you didn't get on right, you could slip off so easily, and then you got that 90-degree
Yeah.
to deal with on your
You
shin,
can
or
do
whether it's
the
gonna
top
hit you.
side. You got to be top side on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good. They had these like Franco had these fatties. You know those fat rails like this, where you can kind of do top side tricks on a round rail. Oh man, that was a lekker rail. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was quite a lot of kids skating in Rustenburg, eh? Like not, there was obviously like the few of us who that would come to Kyalami and compete and stuff, but there was like a lot of freaking kids, bro. There was also like a big roller hockey thing for a while in Rustenburg.
Yeah.
I think that was the precursor to a lot of it. Because for me, I was playing roller hockey, and then eventually saw at the skate park that do like the aggressive style of inline skating, and gravitated towards that and switched to doing
Yeah.
that. But there was like a long time where like it was just fun to play roller hockey. And
I mean, at first when I first started, it was just fun, like bombing hills, bro. There wasn't
Yeah.
like we didn't know about like I say, grinds and anything like that. We just had rollerblades, like we got these rollerblades. We were like, these things are cool. And because we came from skateboarding, there was a half pipe in Rustenburg. So we skated on the half pipe because naturally we did all the same. We skated all the same places we would on our
Skateboard.
our skateboards, because we'd jump stairs with the skateboard. So now we're doing it with the rollerblades and going on thing. And then Frank, I'll never forget, bro. A movie that changed my life was The Bottom Line. Do you remember, Frank? Have you guys seen The Bottom Line, bro?
Which is more of it's a vert video mainly, from what I remember. It's a vert video, or
not so much,
video.
Frank.
Oh, really?
No.
Not so much.
Street in it as
but there was, street skating or grinding was very small then. The vert was out before the grinding. There was already crazy tricks happening on the vert before grinding.
Yeah.
But God, dude, that movie was like it was just.
Chris Edwards, bro.
About David Payne, or something. But yeah, it was. The music had a lot of punk rock in it. It was so good, Wow. I remember Frank was like, "Come and look at this," because we were all skating already, Like I said, half pipes and skating around town and roller hockeying. Frank came with this fucking DVD, VHS. And he was like,
"Yeah,
come, let me show you something, dude." After I saw that, I was like, done. When are we doing this? How are we doing it? Let's go get a rail.
Rewind it. Play it again.
Rewind. Let's check that move again. No, that was a game changer for me. Was The Bottom Line,
I think that must have been.
Well, you and me both.
The sort of.
Frank had a quarter pipe in his backyard, bro. Frank had a quarter pipe in his backyard when we were in high school.
Oh, that's sick.
Did you have that before?
Got it in 1996. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me,
it was for my 16th birthday.
Who did you build it, Frank, or someone? Is it?
We bought it from the skateboarder. My mom bought it from a skateboarder, and we had this concrete backyard, and so we put it up there, and it had this straight launch box, and attached a rail to the launch box, and so that became our skate
Frank's
park.
house was our little skate park, bro. We'd spend hours at Frank's house, learning flips on the quarter, all sorts of things, stalls on the quarter, grinds on the little rail.
Going back to what you were saying there, Garrett, it's interesting that you only saw skate videos after you were already skating and doing tricks and shit. And I feel it was the same for us because, as you say, we had skateboarded. Well, my older brother was a skateboarder, so I had been skateboarding with him. And it just seemed natural once you put on rollerblades to kind of use the same, you'd skate the same thing, just now with a different apparatus on your feet.
Totally.
And only then did we see videos and we're like, holy shit, this is actually a thing that's happening overseas. And we had been doing it already. So I don't know how, maybe it was just that skateboard influence that kind of took us in that direction of it.
And that's what happened in America too. It was guys with skateboard influence that did rollerblading, I mean, there was, we were quite lucky in Rustenburg. We had a friend called, his name was Emil Buerta. He actually passed away the other day, unfortunately. But he was a major pioneer for skating, skateboarding, and I would say maybe rollerblading a bit as well in Rustenburg, because he was a roller skater, dude. Like he skateboarded, right? And then he had roller skates which he modified and put. You remember those rails on the outside of skateboards that they had back in the day? Those plastic rails that you used to board slide with. He took a piece of that and put it in between the trucks, like on his roller skates, so that he could like board slide with his roller skates. And that was like back before rollerblades even. He had these roller skates. And then when rollerblades came out, when he saw us rollerblading, like he even bought a pair of Majestics and started rollerblading with us. But I mean, he was like also like a pioneer. We saw him doing this stuff on roller skates before we got rollerblades. I mean, we still had skateboards back then, So that was also quite crazy for a little town like Rustenburg, to have first of all a fucking half pipe, and then second of all this dude that does this stuff, or was doing it.
No, he pretty much taught us how to drop in and air and do all sorts of stuff. We learned from him.
He guided us, like, this is how you must do it, freaking do this, do that. Because, you do sit drops at first, or while we did. You sit drop and then you sort of pull your legs up under your bum and let yourself go down, with your arms. You like just, just to learn. Yes, Billy, you guys know Billy. he he was like, the one day they're like, oh, it's, I don't know, it was, he was trying to drop in, bro, and he dropped in, and you know when your feet shoot out from underneath you, where you don't lean forward enough, shot out, like literally parallel, put both of his arms behind him to catch himself, landed on his arms,
Oh, no.
backwards like this, broke both of his arms, had 2 broken arms.
Oh my fuck.
So bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
like full on, walking
That's-
around in cast like this.
That is
Yeah.
worst case scenario.
Worst, like that's the worst thing that can ever happen to you, ever, dropping in, like.
Yes.
That's so bad.
If there was a worst case scenario video, that would have been it.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrific. Shout out, Billy.
Horrific,
Man, that's
yeah,
rough,
horrific.
dude.
Shout
Sorry.
out, Billy.
Shout out to Billy.
Yeah, man. Tell us what it all meant to you, bro. Like the history, the growing up, friends, everything.
I don't know. Fuck. Jeez, what a question.
It's a big question.
It's a big one. Sorry. Well, I mean,
Just lay
we're
them
all
on
still
me,
friends.
Just lay them all out on me.
I think it's still unfolding. Don't you think? Like,
Yeah, well,
I know we don't skate as often as we used to, but it's still
Still a part of us.
our story is still unfolding. You know what I mean? As friends, as people who committed so many years to skating.
yeah, it's not really what it's meant to me. It's what it is, bro. If you get, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you ask me what it meant to you, it means it's in the past, and it's like this thing that meant
that's what I'm
something to me.
saying.
You know, like, for me, it's still an ongoing thing because you guys are my friends, and you guys are the guys I rollerbladed with. So it's this ongoing journey and ongoing friendship, bro, that just sort of keeps growing. In my opinion, you know, and especially now with us all having kids and stuff like that as well, it's like that journey's now fucking developing into more shit, you know, and you know, then it's full circle. Our kids have rollerblades. Or whatever.
Oh, jokes. My daughter has got a pair of skates and she's skating.
Awesome.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nick's daughter skates. I mean, your guys are getting old enough. Byron's girls are getting there, old enough as well. It's gonna happen, I'm sure.
Eventually, for sure.
Yeah,
They're
boys
going to want to play with us.
are skateboarding a bit at the moment. They've got going skateboard skills.
And the scooter boards and everything. I mean, when you're that age,
Wheels.
when you're so young, like any wheels are so cool to have. Like your first bike and everything, man.
You know, my
cool.
kids, like, they just dig all of it, you know. Like, you know, everything Red Bull, you know, is like amazing. They're like, Dad, check this Red Bull video. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, like all that. Well, so do I. So I guess that's where they get it from. But yeah, they love it, dude. I think if Phoenix gets a motorbike one day, he might surprise us.
Full motocross, yeah, man.
But yeah, I mean, I feel the journey is just it's still continuing. You know, all of what we did there. What it means to me as well is it is me. You know, it made me. All of everything we went through from growing up with it in Rustenburg, what we, you know, like I said, what we went through, the animosity we felt or we got from the community, because we just looked different. Not even the fact that we skated, but we wore like baggy clothes, listened to rap music. You know, it was like very, very bad. You know, like people thought we were the fucking Antichrist. So you grow as a person going through that shit in a town like that, being a small percentage or a tiny minority of people in the town. I think it grew me as a person, and then also coming into, you know, skating at the level we did, I think, showed me how to push myself, and, you know, as a human as well and as a person. And so it builds on the experience, you know, and you know, it's mostly my whole life has been structured around or built on it, and the knowledge I've gotten is all from it, I guess, you know, branched off from it, you know. I mean, I wasn't really good at sports and things like that. I wasn't like first team rugby and all of that, but I was on team Roces, bro. So fucking, you know what I mean? and that was because of the commitment I put into it, you know. So yes, I wasn't on first team fucking rugby, but I didn't play rugby every day. I skated every day, and through skating every day, I mean, we went to the world champs, Frank and I I was on Team Roces, sponsored for a good 10 years almost. You know, I mean, geez. So that's, I guess, what I extracted from it or extract from it. And I use that still to this day, you know, use references of,
100%.
you know, how you, got to those points and did those things. And I even like, you know, things I learned through it, I'm teaching my kids, you know, and stuff like that, you know.
Well, there
And
was so much tenacity to it because you'd be trying something new and scary and difficult, and you would
exactly,
fall and like maybe get hurt, and you had and not even had to. You like wanted to get up over and over again to like try this thing
exactly.
because you
You try it
you
again.
wanted
You
it to
try it again.
happen so badly that like
Yeah,
for me the ultimate lesson there is just get up and do it again and try again, keep going and keep going and
perseverance.
keep
Never
going.
give up, bro.
Never give
Perseverance.
up.
Never give up. Never give up. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, even now, uh, uh, training MMA, you know, it's the same things, bro. It's exactly the same thing, bro. Is never give up. Never be scared. You know, like those things. It's the exact same policies, bro. And I think those are the things, you know, that are universal. You know, it's not just for, let's say, MMA or skating or whatever, or any kind of sports. And you can take it through into life as well. It's just never give up, dude. Keep persevering, working on it. And sooner or later, you'll be having breakthroughs, you know?
It's the ultimate lesson, yeah, because it's that hard work in a direction of what you want to accomplish.
Yeah,
You will
focus, you
get
know?
there eventually. You focus,
Exactly.
and if you
You
keep
know, if you can
taking one
focus your
step,
energy onto one
yeah,
thing, there's no way, there's nothing that's gonna fucking stop you from achieving that one thing. All you need to do is focus all your energy in that one direction and for that one thing, and you'll get
and
it. That's
persevere,
what I've
yeah.
seen, you know, and I've seen it time and time again through different things in my life, through business, you know, like I say, MMA, my kids, all sorts of things. You know, you persevere. I mean, um, a relationship as well, you know, with your wife, you know, with Anya. It's also like you work on things. You know, you're not just like give up or, you know, it's just perseverance, I guess, you know. Love you, babe.
Shout out to all our wives. Thanks for the time off, and we appreciate you. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's a beautiful thing the tenacity and perseverance, and as you say, the focus of your energy towards goals
exactly.
that you want to accomplish is something anyone can do. But as Garrett says, like you just can't give up. There's going to be setbacks, and you got to keep on go walking
I
towards
mean,
it, keep
even
working
if you
towards it.
even look at the energy we've given into our friendships, bro. Not just the skating thing, just the energy we've concentrated into our friendships is to keep our friendships alive and well, and to keep in contact with each other as much as we can. I mean, that alone, you know, is shows. You know what I mean?
Exactly, it's a
Yeah, that's
special
true.
thing.
You know, and that grows an amazing friendship, and I feel that's what we've grown over all these years. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I really respect and appreciate the friendships we've made out of rollerblading, and yeah, I mean, look, we're still great friends to this day, right? I mean, that's amazing.
yeah,
Like I say, our kids are growing up together, and yeah, I mean, what's better than that, man?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful lifelong friendship, and it's a new era of the young ones growing up and getting into it too. So
For sure.
hopefully we can all have them skating together and vibing together in no time. And
For
yeah,
sure.
I think that's
Just
probably
the
as good a
skating
place
part,
as
not the
any.
other
Yeah.
stuff we did when we weren't skating.
Yeah. That's a whole different discussion. But yeah,
No,
on
lekker
a
boys. Thanks, bro. I appreciate the time you guys taking out for all of this, and you know, I think doing this podcast, if only just for us, is amazing. You know, um, yeah, for everyone just to have a cool perspective of everything and where everyone comes from. In this thing, which is really great.
thank you so much, Garrett, for joining us.
yeah.
That was a
Thanks, man.
really rad chat. and trip down memory lane.
Yeah, man, that was good.
Yeah.
Have a lekker
And
Sunday, boys.
You too, Garrett. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to click subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Adios.
Cool.
Peace.
And yeah,
Peace.
thanks to my
Peace.
mom and Bears for always being amazing through all the rollerblading. Love you too.
Big shout out and thank you.
Just a shout out to Lino's Skate Shop, Andrea, Janice, Ricardo. They've been great supporters of us and the podcast and rollerblading in South Africa. So look out for something from the two of us sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can collab.
Let us know in the comments who you want to see as a guest on the show. That'd be cool. Obviously, we're gonna get some of the other friends on sooner or later, but for this time, enjoy our chat with Garrett. All right, see you guys.
Cool. Thanks,
Peace,
guys.
homies.
Oh, peace.